Hello, this is Jace Fugate with another session of the Introduction to the Go Programming Language course. Today we're going to be talking about switch statements again. We're going to be continuing what the last two sessions covered. And so with this switch statement, as you notice, there is no evaluation, or there's no condition here. There's nothing to evaluate. So what this does is it tells the switch statement to just look at each case and look for truthiness. And so this is the same as doing if this, and then else if this, else if this, and then else. Some people like to use the if statements, and some people like to use switch statements. It just depends on your own personal choice, what it is that you think looks more readable. The reason why Go does this, I feel like, or at least the reason why you choose one over the other, again, is just so it's more readable. In many instances, and in fact, I would say in most instances, readable code is better than slightly more performant code. So if you can do anything in your power to make your code more readable so that the person behind you, the next person to come and try to figure out what your thing is doing, has a little bit an easier job doing that, it's worth it. It's do it. And that person that comes behind you to try to figure out what your code does, well, it could be you. I've done this many times where I've written some code and 2 years later I have to go back to it because it turns out it has a bug. Something is wrong with it and I don't know what it does. And I have to take a couple days or a day or a couple hours to figure out, well, what does this whole thing of code do? And then I can go and fix the problem. And so if you think, especially if your team thinks that this is more readable than doing something like this, this will seem very similar, very familiar to you if you've seen the last session, because it does the same thing as that else if statement. With the else instead of a default. And that will run just the same. So we can do a go run wait as normal, and I'll go ahead and switch this all the way back to the switch. And you see the same thing comes out. So there you have it. You can use a switch statement without a condition here, and just use it as a truthiness check. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you again.